Let's check in and see who was picked as homecoming queen.
Here with us tonight to crown this year's homecoming is the Bruin Bear. And now, Rock Bridge, your 2021 homecoming queen is Zachary Wilman. Congratulations, Zachary, and to the entire homecoming royalty court.
Welcome back to the JP Reacts channel, my beautiful freedom-loving friend. This is where we call out lies, hypocrisy, corruption, and help spread the light of truth and freedom because truth conquers. Now, it's always exciting picking a homecoming queen. It's the fall season, so it's what we're doing. And even more exciting than seeing who's going to win the homecoming queen is amping it up, where it's also a gender reveal at the same time. You're taking the best of two amazing worlds, picking a homecoming queen and a gender reveal party. Everybody loves both, so why not put them together? You get to find out both who is your homecoming queen and what's their gender. What's the gender of our homecoming queen? Boy, I've been hoping for a boy. Well, no, I want a girl. We literally don't know what gender our homecoming queen is gonna be. As is the case with this fine young lady who you saw, who happens to be a male, won the Homecoming Queen Award. But before we get to him, I will tell you there's good news about this trend. And I'll tell you that by the end of the video. But first, let's check out this wonderful lady. Guess which one is the only Homecoming Queen contestant who is not a girl? I know, gosh, I don't know. Is it the boy in the middle? Well, that would be correct. I'll tell you his story in a second, but first, you can see the most masculine dad in the world. He's smiling, good for him. I love unconditional love for children. That makes me laugh and my heart warm, as my heart is, kind of feeling weird in other respect. Doesn't look a day over man. Now what's interesting is I was perusing available pictures of this homecoming queen winner. You notice something peculiar about the pictures. This would be a typical picture of the homecoming queen taken with the homecoming king. Cool. Homecoming king and queen together. It's a stupid popularity contest. Probably stresses a lot of kids out. They start hating themselves because they're not winning or whatever it is. But nonetheless, this is how the contest typically ends. Homecoming king and homecoming queen pictured together. Why aren't there any pictures of the homecoming queen and king at this school? Boy, that homecoming queen has a lot of thick arm hair. If you take a look, dude, you have to imagine the homecoming king at this school. Probably the star football player. He's jacked. He's a man's man, which means probably secretly gay. But he's just a man's man. Then the queen is announced, and he's just like, oh, shit, I gotta go throw the football for one. No, you gotta take a picture with the homecoming queen. She is remarkable. And he's just like, gosh, I don't want my picture taken with her. Why not? Are you a bigot? No. It just turns out I don't like girls. So I wouldn't be comfortable having my arm around that girl because I don't like girls. I'm gay. And he just comes out as gay, even though, he might be, but he probably isn't. But he comes out as gay to get out of a picture where he would have to appear to be gay, just like arm around the trans guy, just dressed as a woman, probably, more arm hair than the actual homecoming king. So just notice the poetry of anytime a guy wins the homecoming queen, you never see a picture of him with the homecoming king. It's just the king objects. I'm the king. I'm going to object here. I have rule over here. So this is a heartwarming story. And by the way, this is from 2023. That'll be relevant in a little bit. Tristan Young, 17, was voted the homecoming queen at Oak Park High School, Kansas City, Missouri. following in the steps of Landon Patterson, a transgender girl who took the title in 2015. That's an early mover. Now, let's pick up with the opening clip, Homecoming Queen winner. Now, this is important because this is a Dylan Mulvaney level performance of mockery of women. We've got the, oh my God, I won hand gestures, the fluttering eyelashes, the, I don't know, neurological disorder fingers. So this guy, I think he's putting in a lot of effort here, which I, as a performer myself, I really appreciate.
Tonight, the crown this year's homecoming is the Bruin Bear. And now, Rock Bridge, your 2021 homecoming queen is Zachary Wilmer. Congratulations, Zachary, and to the entire homecoming royalty team. Congratulations to everyone. You all look great, and you represent us well.
We'll get back to the video, but first, unless you're already independently wealthy and never have to work another day in your life, let me tell you about a game changer that I'm using personally, iTrust Capital. iTrust Capital is redefining access to digital assets with retirement and long-term wealth building solutions. That's great, but here's the deal. I care about my future in retirement, so I've had an IRA account with a traditional bank without very impressive growth, being honest. It's safe and secure, but it's never really excited me because you have a little interest working for you that's based on the value of the dollar. But inflation obviously works against that, and storing your value in US dollars is like holding an ice cube and watching it melt. Now, I've been a long-term believer in Bitcoin because it's inflation-proof, and I only see the value of it going up long-term. So when I learned that iTrust Capital offers fully compliant crypto IRA accounts, I said, I didn't know you could do that. And they said, yeah, you can. That's why we're here. And I said, you mean to tell me I can hold Bitcoin in my IRA account instead of US dollars? And they said, yes, along with 80 other cryptocurrencies and precious metals. I immediately transferred my existing IRA at my bank into my newly formed iTrust Capital IRA. And their US-based customer service was extremely helpful and made it easy because they're fully informed people who care. But I got even more excited. Here's why. Typically, when you're trading crypto, every single gain is a taxable event, but not when it's in your iTrust Capital IRA. For example, maybe you're like me and you're a believer in the long-term potential of Bitcoin. So when Bitcoin hits, say, 125,000, within my account, I can sell some or all of my Bitcoin, convert that to US dollars, stays within my account, no taxes paid, and then I can use those dollars to buy back in at Bitcoin when it drops to, say, 90,000. Instead of a massive chunk being paid in taxes, that chunk stays in your account, working for you as an investment, giving you a beautiful compounding effect. iTrust Capital also offers premium custody accounts for non-retirement crypto trading with institutional level security. And that protects you from hacks, scams, and thefts that plague regular crypto exchanges. I took immediate action setting up my IRA with iTrust Capital because it makes sense to me. Maybe it does to you too. Check it out. Head to itrustcapital.com/JPSears and use promo code JPS8 for a $100 funding bonus. Now back to the video. Now, this is actually a story from 2021. That's going to be relevant in a second as well. First one we saw just a second ago, 2023. This one's 2021. And by the way, they're both from Missouri. Missouri's got something in the water. RFK's trying to fix it, but Missouri still has that stuff in the water. Missouri's first male homecoming queen snaps at haters upset by his win. The confusion's off the charts here. It's a male who says I'm a female, he's being misgendered left and right and by his own self. But also this is inaccurate. We just saw in the story before where that guy, lady guy, also from Missouri, at that person's high school, transgender won the homecoming queen in 2015. So just make no mistake about it. This guy is not Missouri's first homecoming queen winner. And I love the write-up of this story. Zachary Wilmore, a senior, doesn't matter, who identifies as gay. This is just a regular guy writing the article who's trying to like do the woke language correctly, and he's failing at it miserably, which I really appreciate. I applaud his efforts, but he didn't do a good job. Like, it's not you identify as gay. It's he is gay. Like the gender thing, that's your identity. That's the thing you make up. Gay, it's more of a, they say it's not a choice. And for the most part, I believe that. So it's identifies as gay. So anyway, shout out to the writer of this article. And here's his report. For all the haters on my page, thank you guys so much for boosting my video. Because of you guys, I have an interview on NBC. I love it. Love it. See you on TV. Whoa, NBC. It's the big leagues. Wilmore told the news station that the win felt like a dream and a really special moment. It showed that people actually did care about me. That's the toxicity of popularity. You're popular. It's like, no, it doesn't mean people care about you. Just like ask the Kardashians, wow, you have 100 million followers. None of them actually care about them. Popularity is the illusion of care. This person's buying into it. He added, it was the final stepping stone for me to be like people like me. I feel happy. That's great. All the wise masters throughout the ages would say external validation is the key to real happiness. But remember, this guy won back in 2021. Wonder what he's up to nowadays. Let's check in.
This is week 11 of living with HIV. I'm sorry I haven't posted in a little bit. I've been really stressed with finals.
So now what he's doing with his life is HIV. No telling how he got it, and of course, hope the best for his health, but he won Homecoming Queen because he's a girl. Like, scientifically, objectively speaking, a girl. That's why he's the rightful Homecoming Queen. But in his TikTok bio, he must have wrote down the wrong pronouns. He has he, him. It doesn't make any sense. But you can tell in his TikTok, he is adding a lot of value to the world. And how he's contributing to the better world is he dresses like a girl. That's it. His whole identity is based on gender. Here's how ridiculous that would be. I mean, and don't get me wrong, this is ridiculous. I'm not saying this analogy is the only thing that's ridiculous. This is ridiculous. It is just a human limiting their potential. Of course, this person has potential to do probably great things. I have no evidence that he's remotely living up to that potential because he makes his identity and all of his content, all of what he puts out to the world, he makes it all about, I'm a girl. Look, I'm a girl. Here's the analogy. If I'm an influencer, my name's JP, and all my content is telling you about how I'm a guy. Look at me dressing like a guy. What? Why are you dressing like a guy? And why are you telling me? Because I want you to know I'm a guy. Look, I have different guy outfits on. Look, I'm wearing different guy colors. Look, I'm doing exaggerated guy mannerisms. Look at me, I'm a guy. I'm an exaggerated guy. Tune in tomorrow to see me act like a guy. Well, what are you acting like a guy doing? Like, what's the guy? The guy stands for being a guy. Okay? That's how ridiculous it is. And yes, it's ridiculous, but to me, the sad part is that would be me limiting my potential. It's like I could help people. I could do things. I could be creative. That would be me limiting my potential. And that's what this person is doing. And unfortunately, too much of a demographic of people is doing just that. They're making their whole identity about just exuding a gender. It's like, cool, you are really highlighting the fact that you're acting like a girl. What does this girl do? What does this girl stand for? The girl stands for being a girl and showing you how the girl is a girl. It's almost like it's not valuable. Now, before I get to the good news, I want to name some honorary homecoming queens. First would be these two homecoming queens in my book. Next, this, I'm not sure if he says he's trans, but I definitely identify him as trans. The mask, cool. It's definitely like, You probably are. And then the shirt, you look at that, it's like, dude, even if you don't think you are, I know you are. Pro-black, pro-brown, pro-queer, pro-trans, pro-Muslim, that makes sense. Pro-science, pro-choice, pro-ho. So it's like he's even a feminist. That's great. And then the last honorary homecoming queen is this guy. He wrote an article that I'd imagine had a readership of at least himself. I'm a white gay Muslim convert and I'm finally at peace. I wonder how his self-hatred is, right? You know, the hatred that Muslims have for gay people, throw them off roofs. That's queers in Palestine. It's analogous to chickens for KFC. You know the drill. So I don't know how he finds peace with that much deliberate self-hatred. But nonetheless, I wish him well. Now here's the good news. Remember, the first two homecoming queens we talked about were from the years 2021 and 2023. Here's what's cool. Present day, it is year 2025. Spoiler alert, maybe you didn't know. But I just did some time researching on the internet, and I could find zero evidence of any boys being elected homecoming queen in high schools in this year, in 2025. Maybe it's yet to happen, yet it's homecoming season for a lot of the country, a lot of the high schools. And of course, they get mega publicity, at least from woke followers online if it happens. So, but nonetheless, I could find zero evidence of any boys being elected as homecoming queens. And I think that's positive. That means girls are having less opportunities taken from them. That means the pendulum is absolutely shifting, where people are willing to call out and not just complacently tolerate boys taking opportunities from girls. There's a volleyball team, I believe, in California who cannot find opponents. They've had 8 straight opponents unwilling to play them because the California team, they have a boy who competes with girls, who says he's a girl. And we've seen footage in the past of volleyball players receiving head injuries as boys spike the balls into their faces. So this is becoming a very noticeable pendulum swing compared to where we were at even 2 years ago. And I would dare say it's swinging in the direction of sanity. It's swinging in the direction of balance. And the lack of male homecoming queens elected in the year 2025 is a great indicator that we are going in a more sane direction. We ain't out of the insane woods yet, but we're at least headed towards the opening, and I think it's a good thing. Let me know your thoughts about that, if you think the pendulum is in fact swinging, or if you think I'm delusional and just not seeing stuff. Let me know in the comments below, and I'll look forward to seeing you on our next video. But until then, stay sane.